So I'm open to it, actually, which is a surprise. My mind has changed about the wide brim hat.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 here. Today's video, I'm gonna be talking about trends I've changed my mind about. Some of them I used to hate and now I absolutely love. Others I used to like and now I don't really like them. I don't want to say hate because it is kind of a strong word, and I feel my opinions on trends and styles, it doesn't have to even be like trends, but styles in general, I am trying to lean more into not as like, I hate this, I'm never gonna wear it, like very extreme of absolutes, because minds change, styles change, and I used to think that was such a bad thing, like, oh my gosh, changing your style or things that you like and don't like all the time is terrible. And I think there's obviously some truth in regards to micro trends of every month there's like a new trend that you buy a bunch of, and then the next month you absolutely hate it and you're into a different trend and you buy a bunch of that new from like an ultra fast fashion brand, and like that type of cycle. I'm not necessarily talking about that, but even with micro trends, liking something and then ending up not liking it is super normal, and that's why obviously like trying to really think about a purchase before making it, especially new. But sometimes you just end up getting it and deciding, oh, after 6 months I actually don't like this as much as I thought I was going to, or you hate something and then you actually try it and you're like, oh, actually my mind has changed. Normalize minds changing. I think I'm just scared to seem like a hypocrite, but like, yeah, I'm a fashion hypocrite. I'll wear the badge. I'll wear the badge. Anyway, let's get into it. The first trend I want to talk about is something that I initially really liked. I even said in a video that it was something I really, really wanted to embrace, but I have just realized that I don't like it, and that is mixing metals. So wearing gold and silver jewelry together. And I feel it has been a like fashion rule for at least my entire life, and I feel like just like forever, that you don't mix metals. If you're wearing gold jewelry, you don't wear silver jewelry with it. If you're wearing silver, you don't wear gold with it. And I just don't like fashion rules. I feel like a lot of them are just outdated, and like, I'm sorry, brown and black together? You're joking. No, that's an amazing color combo. So when I started getting into silver jewelry about, I want to say 2-ish years ago, and before that I was always a gold jewelry person, especially because my ears are super sensitive. I have to wear 14 karat solid gold earrings for my ears not to get infected. I also was always told as a kid that I looked better in gold jewelry. I think maybe just being blonde and naturally always kind of having a tan, and I have an olive undertone from my mom's Italian side. So I think because my mom then only really wears gold jewelry, she then was like, you look better in gold jewelry because we have a similar skin tone. So up until I was 29 years old, I have been collecting gold jewelry, and then all of a sudden I was like, I like silver jewelry. So mixing metals made the most sense as I was developing my silver jewelry collection. But anytime I actively, purposefully tried to mix gold and silver together, I absolutely hated it. Now, right now, I am technically mixing metals, and also with my Apple Watch, even when I was only wearing gold jewelry, I always had a silver watch. So I was not on purpose mixing metals, but I think with thinking about it and trying to make it an intentional thing, I hate it. Like I said, right now I'm mixing metals. My wedding ring is gold, my necklace is silver, my earrings are gold, and I absolutely hate it. I would love to just be wearing all silver jewelry right now, but this ring is from Missouri, my earrings are from Missouri. It's quite expensive, and so because I've only been wearing gold, like I have to now replace all of that stuff with silver. Specifically, they're 14 karat white gold. Again, I can't do sterling silver, so the only way I can actually have silver jewelry for earrings and a ring is if it is solid white gold, which is still very pricey, and it's taking me time. And so you would think, oh, maybe I would then embrace the mixing metals, which that was kind of my intent when I talked about wanting to get into mixing metals. I just will not pair a silver necklace and a gold necklace. That feels like nails on a chalkboard to me. Again, even having the ring be gold and the earrings be gold and the necklace silver is also nails on the chalkboard for me. But I love my silver necklaces so much that I'm willing to look past that. But to add another gold necklace, absolutely not. A fashion trend that I used to absolutely hate, like it was on my red flags list of like, do not buy this, you hate this, that I have completely changed my mind about, and I am flabbergasted because it was only a year ago that I changed my mind. Like up until a year ago, I hated shoulder bags. I was a crossbody person. I'm sure in high school I wore shoulder bags, and maybe it was just the extreme pain that a shoulder bag taking to high school and even community college when I went, like stuffing everything in that. Like I should have just used a backpack. But no, I wanted to wear a cute little purse and just like stuff everything in. I think the shoulder pain from that kind of traumatized me, and I like swore off shoulder bags. And it wasn't until I hired fashion influencers to style me, I think either in December of last year or the beginning of this year, I hired Lainey to style me, and she included a shoulder bag in one of the outfits. I didn't end up buying the one that she had recommended. I found one that was super similar from ThredUp. It was originally from Candies. It was like $15. I didn't want to buy the one that she had included because it was originally from Coach. It was like $150. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong, but at that time I was like, I'm not gonna be into shoulder bags. I'm just buying this for her outfits that she's styling me in because I really wanted to embrace the outfits that she put me in. But I was like, I just in case I end up really hating this, which based on my opinion at that point, I was absolutely gonna hate it. I didn't want to buy a very expensive one. So I got this one from ThredUp, and it changed everything. It changed everything to where, I mean, I still wear my crossbody bags, but most of the time I wear them now as just like a one shoulder bag. And that just blows my mind how much my mind changed and how much more it does for an outfit. I'm not saying a crossbody ruins an outfit. I'm just saying with my outfits that I have been putting together, I think a crossbody kind of ruins it. Yeah, I need a shoulder bag. It just looks better. And there's so many different styles and colors and textures of shoulder bags compared to crossbody bags, at least ones that I come across, especially secondhand. Like there's just so much better shoulder bag. I'm getting excited. Can you tell? I'm getting out of breath because I'm so excited about how many cute shoulder bags there are. Fitted jackets are something I don't think I've ever been into. I'm just more of a looser, like oversized-ish fit jacket. And also when I think about a jacket, it's an additional piece. It's kind of like I'm thinking about the outfit first, like what's under the jacket, and then adding the jacket. All of my jackets, I don't zip them all the way up. I don't button them all the way up. And I love all of my jackets. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful. They're wonderful, but they are not the main character of the outfit, whereas a more fitted button all the way to the top, zipped up all the way to the top, like it works a lot better with a more fitted jacket. And a lot of times it's not too bulky under, like you aren't wearing the jacket layered on top of like 3 long sleeves, whereas a lot of my jackets, they have a little bit of room to be able to layer a turtleneck under, maybe a crew neck. I mean, even that I don't really do because I don't live in a climate where I have to layer like super insane all the time. So actually a fitted jacket and the way that I've seen it styled makes the most sense for my climate. But it was just something that I had like such an aversion to, of like, oh, absolutely, no thank you. Until about a month ago, I am thrifting for somebody for a video that you're gonna see very soon that has different preferences of fits, and one of them was a jacket that was fitted. And so I was looking at jackets that I would have never looked at before for her, and I was like, wait, actually, I think I get it. And also her Pinterest was filled with jackets being styled all the way buttoned and like, again, more fitted. And so I was getting inspired by that. And yes, I could be getting then, yes, I am getting influence actually. I will admit it. I'm getting influenced by this person's style and these jackets. It's like it took me trying something on for somebody else, because before this, I never tried on a fitted jacket. Or maybe I did, but I wasn't giving it a chance because I was like, it's a fitted jacket. Whereas this, I was intentionally looking for a fitted jacket. And so I was giving it the best chance possible for this person. And it's like a switch has changed. Do I think I'm gonna add a fitted jacket soon? I don't know, but I'm actively looking for it. And that's saying a lot. This one I think is gonna be my most controversial one, and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but okay. It's not that I don't like it, I just am not getting as much wear as I thought, and maybe I could have gone a different style in this. Tabis. My Mary Jane tabis that I got, I want to say like 2 years ago. I did not get the Margiela $1,000 ones. I did get them from a leather shoemaker. If you don't know, tabis originated in Japan. There's a whole history about them that I can't get into, so highly recommend checking it out. And honestly, learning about the history of them made me appreciate them, because my initial opinion of tabis was very rude. I'm just being so on. I was being super rude, and I think that's why I want to be like delicate with this, because tabis are someone's culture. And so being like, oh, I hate tabis, they're the toe shoe, or you know, different stuff like, and I understand the reaction to them. Again, I had the same one, but because it's someone's culture, like it just it gets a little muddy and can be really disrespectful really fast. And that's kind of the issue of, I feel like a lot of people have with them being like a trend, because they aren't a trend, and especially in regards to like a micro trend and all of that. So I am admitting this in like the best way I can, and that I don't hate them. I just think the tabby Mary Janes that I got are really flat. It's actually not even fully about the tabby toe that I am finding isn't really wearable with my style. It's more even just the flatness of the Mary Jane shoe. I have completely flat feet. I have absolutely no arch in my foot. It was something that I was quite insecure about, and I got really into chunky shoes and platforms, but then flats and ballet flats started becoming a trend about like coming back into trend like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, actually, no, I like this. I can get over this insecurity about my feet being so flat. It's not even an insecurity necessarily. It's when I'm wearing them, I don't really think about it, but with videoing myself, and this happens all the time with different things that I actually do love, and a lot of times I'm like, oh, like I don't care if they look bad on camera, I like them. But there's something about my Mary Jane tabis that, in my opinion, I know nobody else feels this way, or maybe they do, I don't know. A lot of people do hate the tabis, so probably, but for me, seeing me in the Mary Jane tabis in video, my feet just look like flippers, because and I think the toe part is emphasizing then the size of my feet. There's nothing wrong with having big feet. I'm a size 10. That's not even big, like blah, blah, blah. I'm really trying to preface this to like not be like offensive and mean because to like other people, because it isn't. It's literally just me, like personally, but I just hate how they look on my feet. And maybe if I would have gotten the heel tabbies that I see a lot of people wear, maybe I would then feel different because it has a heel and it's not as flat. But with it being the tabby with a super flat shoe, I don't really like the look on me. And especially now that my style is kind of leaning a little bit more 90s and early 2000s, because I think maybe with it being a Mary Jane, it just feels so modern, like it's a current. And again, it's ironic that I'm seeing it as modern when it's literally like in Japan's history. It's not necessarily modern, but you know what I mean? Hopefully I'm explaining this right. I was really nervous about putting this one in because I don't want to be that person that like oh, I'm just trying it because it's trendy and everyone else is wearing, but now I'm like, oh, I actually, but kind of, yeah, I guess I have to admit that I was influenced because they're beautiful. The thing is, I'm looking at them right now and I'm like, you are a beautiful shoe. You are fantastic. And I have other flat shoes, but they have just a little bit of something. And even those I don't think actually look that good in a lot of my outfits, but number one, they're comfortable. And then number two, I do like them, so I don't really care. Whereas with the other, I just really don't like the way that it looks, and they aren't very comfortable. My toes are also crooked. And that was one thing where I mean, $1,000 for shoes, not that I was gonna go do that anyway, but I did want to try, I guess, a quote unquote dupe or whatever, or a similar version to the Margiela ones, because my toes are crooked. They like go inward, so basically you have something pushing it out, which actually is probably good for my toes because of like feet issues of having my toes all like crammed together because of the way that my toe like leans. But it does annoy my toe because it's crooked and like it wants to lean to the right, but it can't because it's being pushed to the left because of the tabby. My jean style preference has really changed in the past year. Up until a year ago, like from 2017, I was team rigid, high-rise mom jean or straight leg jean style. Like I used to make how to thrift the perfect pair of vintage mom jeans. Like I made multiple of those videos, like come thrift with me. I have had a beautiful collection of these vintage straight leg high rise, super high rise jeans that I have loved. But as I have gotten really into early 2000s and 90s fashion whimsy goth of like Buffy and Charmed and Phoebe Buffay, and especially the influence of 90s doing 70s style, so lots of flare jeans. And on my Pinterest, I have come across so many early 2000s, specifically Delia's flare low-rise jeans, like magazine. I guess they would catalogs. Oh my God, how did I forget? What's a catalog? Oh, I can't believe I forgot that word. There was a Roxy one. There's a bunch of them that have come up on my Pinterest, and they are all flare jeans and bootcut jeans. There are some straight leg jeans, but definitely in the style that I personally really like, especially with a lot of the different embellishments. They're all the flare and bootcut jeans. Another influence of this jean style is Lorelai Gilmore Girls. I started watching that I think like 3 years ago. I still haven't finished. We only watch it during the fall, but like right now we're watching Supernatural, and so we'll probably get back into it next fall. But they wear a lot of bootcut jeans, and so I was like, a bootcut is my jean style. I think the flare kind of scared me because I was going from such a different silhouette of bottom of jean that I thought the bootcut was going to be the perfect jean for me. I think I even said it in videos that like a bootcut jean looks good with everything, and it is the best jean silhouette. I'm pretty sure I said that. And looking back at the footage of me in those bootcut jeans, and then like also like taking off the rose-colored glasses of like being excited about trying a different jean style, I don't like a bootcut. I don't, and the jeans that I got that were bootcut were new, which is really frustrating, but I needed a specific inseam, and I was going into this so new that I was like, I want to get the perfect bootcut jeans. So I bought new bootcut jeans, and I think a flare just looks so much better. Like comparing my footage of me in bootcut jeans to then flare jeans, I like so much better, and I never want to wear bootcut jeans ever again, which sounds very absolute of like, I'm never gonna wear this again, but like I could change my mind, but I don't think I'm going to. I just think I prefer a flare. There are different variations of like how much of a flare where it starts to get into bell bottom territory, which I don't mind, but I think since then, since the start of me even opening myself up to a different jean style, I have found the perfect flare jeans and the perfect like width of flare that I like for myself, that the bootcut jean just has no place. Although in me saying that a bootcut jean just isn't for me, I also said the wide brim Christian girl autumn type of vibe hat was not for me a couple of years ago, and I may be into this type of hat again. And actually, when I was leaving the apartment to meet Carrie at the pumpkin patch to take photos, John saw my outfit and was like, you know what would make your outfit better? A wide brim hat. And like, okay, fashionista, like, accessory keen. Okay. First off, I was like, you know what a wide brim hat is? Wow, I'm so proud. I mean, I used to wear them all the time, so maybe that's why. But like, I haven't worn a wide brim hat since 2019, maybe 2018. Like, it's been a while. And like, looking at my outfit, on contrary, I don't think a wide brim hat would have looked good with that outfit, but it sparked something in my head of like, a wide brim hat would look good with other things I have. Maybe I should get a wide brim hat. So I'm open to it, actually, which is a surprise. My mind has changed about the wide brim hat. And I think if I do it in a whimsy goth witchy way, it'll feel a little bit different than how I wore it back in 2018, 2019 of Christian Girl Autumn, you know? Remember when bright red was everywhere? Like everywhere. And I was part of it. I was part of the red propaganda, and you know, it made me experiment with red, which I hadn't really that much. I think red is one of those colors that can be difficult to style. I do think as like a blonde, like red does look good, and I think naturally every, you know, winter, Christmas time, red, like that's fun, but in a casual, everyday way, that was just everything a couple of years ago. And again, I was part of that. I was like, oh my gosh, red is everything. And especially since I have pops of color, but not really. It felt like red was the best pop of color for me to add to my wardrobe. But now, kind of a couple years later, I have just realized that I do not like, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna wear red, like I still wear red, but I much prefer like an oxblood, like a burgundy, or would it be maroon? I think maroon is like dark red. An oxblood or a maroon bright red, I just really do not like. And I have some beautiful John Fluvog vintage red platform chunky cowboy boots that I have loved for years and years, and I ended up getting them off Depop this past year, and it was like, oh my gosh, like they're in my size, they're fantastic. And I wanted them in red. I didn't want them in black. I wanted them in red. But I don't want to say I never wear them because that's not true, but I don't get as much wear as I would want in them because they're red. If they were a dark oxblood, like my Doc Marten Jaden Maxes and oxblood, if they were that color, I would wear them so much more. I just find the bright red just really jarring with a lot of my bottoms, and like kind of just takes out of what I'm trying to do with my outfits. Like it's just too bright. My red leather jacket that I've had for the past couple of years that I got secondhand on ThredUp, I love it, but I just wish it was a darker red. And I'm finding I'm not wearing it as often because it's a bright red. And so now on my thrift wish list, a dark like oxblood red leather jacket so I can replace that one. Like once I find that secondhand, I'm gonna be saying goodbye to that one because I don't like how bright it is. And again, opinions change, style changes. Maybe in a couple years I'll be really into the bright red, but I don't think so, because even when I tried to make bright red my thing, it always felt a little bit off, and I think it's just because I prefer a darker red. It's just too bright. I don't think this style I've had such an extreme, like, honestly, opinion about it. I think just naturally I fell out of love with it because it just didn't make sense with my style at the time. But a tunic, like long top, have mentioned it in some trend videos this past year that I've been really into, like a baby doll tunic top, and it has just, my love for that has grown. And it makes sense that I've gotten into low rise and mid rise jeans that naturally I'm not going to want to wear a crop top with those. And I think that has been a shift within trends, that people aren't liking a crop top as much because they're wearing lower rise jeans than they have before. So a like longer normal length top, or even tunics, like the ones from Hollister that was part of their like vintage throwback 2000s collection, I love that style. I love that top so much. A tunic top, like, that was the thing in the 2000s. And again, it didn't make any sense for me to wear a longer top 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years ago because I was wearing high-rise jeans. And so wearing a longer top, like, why am I wearing the high-rise jeans? Like, you're missing out on the best part, which is the look of the denim and like the way that it hits and high-rise and all that. Like, it just didn't make sense. So hemlines just got shorter and shorter of my preference, whereas now they're getting longer because of the style of bottom I'm wearing. Also, I just like the way that it looks and it's comfortable. Like, I don't want to be that person that's like, high-rise jeans can be uncomfortable, but like, they can be uncomfortable. And there's something so freeing about wearing a lower rise jean and just a tunic baby doll top. Like, it's just so free. I actually was watching Supernatural the other night and one of the background extras was wearing my like tunic top that I thrifted in New York. I have seen this top in different colors and patterns from different brands, but like the style of top, it's exactly the same. And I was like, oh my God, I literally own that top, but in better colors. I don't really like the colors that that one was in, but that was like a cool thing. And it just shows, like, I think that episode was filmed in 2005. And like, yeah, I haven't worn a top like that, I want to say probably since then. Yeah. Alrighty, that was my list of trends I've changed my mind about. I realized there were more trends that I used to love that I now don't like compared to like ones that I used to not like and now I like. And that's mainly because there were trends that, yes, I did really hate that now I absolutely love that I've talked about. I feel like more than the ones that I have talked about before, like mentioned, that I felt I could add more to compared to the others. So like, I feel like everything I wear nowadays, I used to hate. So I feel like my entire style is that of trends I used to hate that now I love. Let me know in the comments down below if there's a trend or style that you used to absolutely hate that now is super core to your personal style. Another example that I've talked about in the past, so I didn't want to mention it, but a leather blazer. I hated a blazer. I hated a leather blazer. And then I finally found this gorgeous leather blazer at the thrift store in January 2020, and that completely changed everything. The moral of the story is don't take fashion too seriously. Okay, I think that's a good point to end on. If you would like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below and also follow me on Instagram, which is alexsunshine83. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!